YouTube, this is Gracie and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a little bit of a belated Valentine's Day video for you guys today, and I was so inspired by all the love stories from Pixar that I decided to make 3 different cards for you guys today. This card here is obviously Eve from WALL-E, and I'll show you more about that in just a second. This card here is inspired by the Blue Umbrella, which is a Pixar short film. And this third card here is inspired by Carl and Ellie from the movie Up. And yeah, so let's get started. So this card here is actually I handmade this whole card. And I decided to make it a little bit different from a typical card or a typical Valentine's Day card in the sense that it actually pops out. So here is the full and complete card for you guys. The fun thing about this card is that it's very unique. It doesn't look like a typical card, but you will have to make your own envelope to fit the size of it. You can make it a little bit smaller, but why not just go big? Right? So on the back side you could write your sentiment, Happy Valentine's Day or whatever. I decided to leave it blank because I want to use it as a decoration instead. So all I did for this was use really thick cardstock and cut out the desired sizes and shapes that I wanted, and then I just pop dotted each layer. So I first cut this main size here and cut it twice. Then I pop dotted the 2 layers together, as you can see here in between. Once I did that, I cut out the arms and then I used little brads so that you can swivel them in. So when she finds the little plant, she closes up and she's ready to go back out into outer space. So there is the Eve card. All I did here was just cut out black and then blue cardstock and just glued those on. So yeah, I pop dotted the head part as well just to give it a little bit more layered effect and dimension there. To get this green piece, I used a punch and then just drew out the little plant design and then used little stickles or puff paint to get the white on there. For this card, this one I had a lot of fun making. I ended up using this stencil, which is just a metal stencil from Stampendous. And all I did was put that down on a piece of, again, really thick white cardstock. And I taped it down with some washi tape, which you can get at any local craft store. It's really easy to find. And that just allowed it to have its stability and not move around the page. Then I took some different inks, and I'm pretty sure there's a better way to ink it, but I guess I went with the hard way. I'm not sure. I used Memento black ink, and then I used just a basic Q-tip, dipped it onto the ink. I do have dabbers or daubers, but I just decided to use this. It gets into those little nooks and crannies a little bit easier, and I just went through and inked the whole stencil where I wanted it to be black for all the black umbrellas. And then I took the Distress ink from Holtz and did it for the red umbrella. Use that. It's the Candied Apple. I really like these Distress inks. They're one of my favorite inks, along with the Stampin' Up stamp pads here. This is the color that I used for the blue umbrella. It's called the Pacific Point. It comes out a really nice royal blue, which I really like that color. So that turned out quite well. And that's pretty much all I did for that. Then I took some dimensional, I guess it's glue or just dimensional clear stuff. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, I'll put that in the description down below. And I just daubed it on there to add that little shine that you see there to represent the, raindrops. So I thought that was kind of fun and unique card. And then I left it blank on the back again, so you can put whatever sentiment you want on there, Happy Valentine's Day or whatnot. But again, I decided to leave it blank because I'm actually going to use that for decoration as well. Lastly, I made a full card here. It says, "Here's to another year full of adventures." Just referencing all the adventures that Carl and Ellie want to go on when they get married and whatnot. And of course I had to add this little bottle cap to represent the grape soda little pin badge that Ellie gives to Carl when they're young. For these stamps here, I used a Stampin' Up! Collection, and I used the heart shape because it's for Valentine's Day. And this is just a kind of like a smudgy balloon shape, which I really thought was kind of cool to have for a background stamp, and I just stamped it 6 times. I did that by hand. I didn't graph it out or anything, just because I wanted it to have its unique feel as it, you know, as I stamped it. So then actually a good helpful tip for you guys, if you don't already know, a good way to stamp things like this, especially that's just like doesn't really have an exact outline, is to use a mouse pad. This one here we've used quite a bit. It's a little doggy one. We got it at, I think, a dollar store or something like that. And it just adds a little bit of cushion for your stamp to be stamped onto. So that's really helpful. All I did for this card was took some brown cardstock, which was the exact size of my card, 5.5 by 4. Lastly, I took a cream colored piece of cardstock and just did it just slightly under that original size. And for the sentiment on the front, I again used a Stampin' Up! Collection, and I used this stamp here at the bottom. So if you don't already know, these ones I usually, my mom and I actually usually get the clear stamps, and then you just put it on a clear block and stamp it onto your piece of cardstock. So there you have it. There are your 3 Valentine's inspired, Pixar inspired Valentine's Day cards. I hope you guys liked it. Stay tuned for next week's video. Sorry this one was a little bit rushed and a little bit late. I'm actually getting prepared to go to Disneyland soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!